Hi, good morning. We're in Sunset Crest today. The villa is marked on at $350,000 US, which is an absolute steal for this neighborhood. Frustratingly today, the tenants, long-term tenants, well, 3-4 months, don't want me to go into the sleeping quarters, don't want me to go into the bathroom, so you're not going to get the whole picture. Very, very frustrating. And I'm being forced to do this on a day that's a little bit grey, which also doesn't help you guys at home relish the thought of buying in the tropics, quite honestly. So, how do I counter that? I show you a coconut tree. No, come on, sensible head on. I'm going to go around the house first. It's just about a double garage. Walking around the back here. Oh dear. Storage to my left as well. To the back here, I know you're just seeing bush, but on the back of the garden here, it's Salter's Lane, which is, I hate to refer to it as the first lane of Sandy Lane, but those who know Sunset Crest will know that Sunset Crest does back onto Salter's Lane, i.e. backs onto Sandy Lane, which is, and you do have a pedestrian access to it. So for walking a dog, or for those that have got a holiday home, it adds a certain something to the build, I would say. That's a bedroom window, that's a bedroom window, and then you've got a couple of living room windows. This house is screaming for a rear deck, maybe as deep as the 8 or 9 foot to this corner, my finger in the video, and you'd have absolutely something outstanding there. You really would. And I had mentioned to someone a while ago about putting a pool in. Now, a lot of rain that we've had recently. Poor people that are here at Christmas holiday must be getting really fed up. Go to Barbados, they said. Get a suntan, they said. But loads of garden space. Really is. It's an elevated section because it's the first or the last lane in Sunset Crest. It has an elevated section, so some of Sunset Crest is susceptible to flooding, no question about that. This is not. The water would all run down, run away. Interesting, we came through on that side where there's a driveway going up to the garage, but also on this side there's off-street parking. Not sure why that was done that way. I presume for guests, tenants, I don't know. What I do know is, and I've seen it many times in Barbados, that although I had mentioned to people previously this would be an ideal spot, I'm going to walk into the corner for an outdoor pool. The obvious reaction was, well, you'd be very naked. Well, you wouldn't be if you allow, the garden to grow. Bajan gardeners love the fact that they like to keep the bushes low, like this. Not too low, but they're low. Me, I would have it thicker, I would have privacy, and certainly if you had a pool, oh dear, you could extend, as you see the height of the ground floor there. The main cost of putting a pool in Barbados is digging down, because you hit coral stone or limestone within a few feet and it costs a fortune to excavate. Here you could have a deck and a pool extending straight off of that, which is about 4 foot. You probably wouldn't have to dig down. Now, a lot of people think, a stand on top pool, disgusting. Well, they don't have to be. If you look at Port St Charles, for instance, it's wood clad, there are pots and plants around it. There's a little step on the outside, so you can literally sit on the side of the pool, and people can obviously use the pool. Sorry, I got distracted there. So, in other words, it doesn't look like a temporary structure. It can be a perfectly permanent looking structure. Kitchen. Not much to say. Everything here is marginally dated. There's no question about that. A quick peek down here. Oh, she's closed all the rooms. And there I am in the mirror. Swines. Living room's a big living room. Nice serving hatch through to the kitchen. If it was me, I think that wall would come down. You forget when looking on a video, you point the camera at a wall and they're like, really? It's hardly Steven Spielberg. So, living room. Good size space, the living room. You could push it out. Most of living in Barbados, no matter what people think, within 6 months of being here, realise that they spend all their time to the outside. And that is what you have here. You have a lovely deck. If anything, you could potentially take these doors out. Myself, I would take the grills out. I'm not a fan of grills. I'd rather have a security system where someone actually responds. It's not an area you do need security, really. There are louvered windows throughout, which, as much as many people find is dated and quite unattractive, is, having lived here a long time, is just the most perfect way to retain a level of security and, of course, allowing breeze to come through. And the mirror again. It's just not my day. Between the bedrooms, the weather, and now the mirror. I'm hoping in March, or under the landlord's say-so, we'll be able to update further. I'm told at the moment, even if I had a viewing, I wouldn't be able to get into the bedrooms, which is remarkable. But it is what it is. And you can see up here, I mean, imagine this here was a deck that continued out and then you had a pool. You're in a wonderful elevated position, and the use of landscaping here, for instance, just gives you the idea that you feel that you're living in the trees. It's got a wonderful feel to it. Yes, I won't deny it's dated, but it does have an absolutely delightful feel to it. And it's so quiet in this part of Sunset Crest. It's a cul-de-sac. It's in the top corner, so no one would ever see it. So like I say, I failed you on weather. I failed you on showing the whole properties. So what can I do? I'll show you a coconut. Of course, this is available at www.barbados-realestate.com, and it will be under great value Sunset Crest. Shaky hands. That'll be last night kicking in.